afternoon or good evening, Asthmaful members. Welcome to week 12, podcast number 12. Week 15, podcast number 15. Sorry, my co-commissioner is not here with me. Not due to COVID, but due to the busyness of this Christmas week. We are doing a simulcast podcast. So why don't, Carrie, we bring you in. Carrie, what a week it was in fantasy. Amazing. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Todd. Welcome, members. Great to be with you again for another week. It's not easy, is it, Todd, keeping track of the weeks? But man, good to be here. What a season this has turned out to be. Wrapping up the last week here, and I don't know, I think this has been one of the best Asthmaful seasons I've ever been a part of, and nothing to do with the fact that I'm in the championship, but league participation, high scoring, everyone's involved. It's just great to see all around. Very fun to do this week in and week out.
Yes, I'll tell you, a lot of exciting things happen. I don't know about you guys, but the matchups between Zach and Mitch and Brad and Carrie were epic. What a showdown. What an amount of points being scored. Congratulations to Carrie, my co-commish, and congratulations to Zach in winning, but also to the other contenders, Brad and Mitch. You guys fought well, made it great, made it exciting. Sorry for your loss, but the championship is coming down to Zach and Carrie. But Carrie, why don't you talk about the consolation brackets and the toilet seat, where that's at?
All right, and yet to the consolation bracket. So, and more importantly, the toilet seat. Travis, so the three people who were in the running for the toilet seat as of last week were Travis, Doug, and Steve. Travis beat Todd, he won. And Steve and Doug played each other. So Steve beat Doug. So as of now, if Doug loses next week to Todd, Doug will get the toilet seat. Doug is 0-2 in the consolation bracket. Travis and Steve are both 1-1. If Doug were to win next week and Steve and Travis both lose and everyone ends up 1-1, I'm going to have to check the standings to see how that actually turns out, because I don't know who would get the seat at that point, if it goes to head-to-head or points. But Todd, if you beat Doug, the reigning champ from last year will end up with the toilet seat this year at next year's draft.
I have it. Toilet seats and consolation brackets update there. The belt is still in play. Zach has it at 193, and the toilet seat's still in play, and obviously the champion is still in play. So, without further ado, we'll get to our sponsor for the week, and I think fitting for this week, Corona Extra is our sponsor. Carrie, why don't you raise your glass? I'll raise mine, and we'll cheers to the sponsor.
And thanks, Todd. We'll go right to our sponsor here, to Corona. I don't have one with me, but this is a beer to beer. Cheers, Todd.
Earlier this week, we caught up with some of the losers of the semifinals matchups, so let's check in to see how they are taking it.
2.1 points. 2.1 points! That's a Leonard Fournette start. Why didn't I start Leonard Fournette? 20 points, 2 touchdowns. Ronald Jones, out with COVID. Where's Leonard Fournette? Oh, he's on my bench. Derrick Henry. How many times did he get tackled on the 1-yard line? Then they bring some other dude in for 3 carries and then end up throwing a touchdown. How am I taking it? Well, let's see. I'm driving and shooting a video at the same time, so you can see where my concern for my own life is. It's going to be a long, dark winter in the Dutchman camp.
Yeah, Todd asked me to share some of my feelings about losing in the semis of the Asthmaful Championship. And to be totally honest with you, when you've been there as many times as I have, it just kind of starts to lose its excitement. So I can't say that I really care that much. I mean, when your name's on the trophy 5 times, losing in the semis certainly isn't that losing. Is it losing? No! No! I hate losing. I hate it. I wanted another one. No!
Well, there you have it. Yep, that's a bummer. Sad for them, guys. Tough luck. Well, moving on. Championship week. We have Kerry Fry and we have El Hombre Zach. 2 cousins battling it out. Oh wait, we're all cousins. Oh no, wait, that's right. We have Travis in our league. 2 cousins battling it out for the championship of the Aspenful 2020 COVID year. What it was. Here we go. I got a chance to sit down with both Zach and Kerry in a one-on-one interview. Let's throw it. Let's throw the interviews your guys' way. Good evening, everyone. I have the privilege here to sit down and do a special interview this week leading up to championship week. So we're starting with Kerry. Kerry, thank you for meeting me.
Thanks, Todd. It's truly an honor to be here.
I know you're busy. You have a big week here. So I'd just like to ask a few questions, and I'm going to keep it brief. So, starting out, Kerry, what are your thoughts here? At the beginning of the season, did you ever dream that you would be in this position playing for your first Aspenful championship?
Yeah, Todd, I'm a little nervous coming into this week, to be honest. I'll be candid with you. We had the week 1 bye, which was nice, and then we got the win against Brad, but our team didn't perform 100% there. Well fought, Brad. But Zach, he's put up 193 this year, just put up 145. Team seems to be rolling on all cylinders. We just need to make sure this 1 week we bring everything we have. Drafting McCaffrey with the overall first pick and only having him for 3 out of the 15 weeks of the season, but still being in first, really says something about the character of the rest of our team. But it'd be really nice to have him back this week. Hopefully he's good to go. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I think the only person that can beat Zach right now is himself.
And we're back. Interview number 2. I was able to invite Zach into my home. Zach, thank you for coming.
Great to be here, Todd, in person, talking with you about the upcoming championship. I'm thrilled to be here.
Zach, I just have a few questions. I know this is going to be a busy week for you, so if you don't mind answering, I'd like to ask a few questions. I think all our viewers out here would like to hear as well. So first of all, Zach, this is your first time in the championship ever. I just want to know, did you ever believe in yourself? Because there's a lot of us out there that have watched you draft and your strategies. We've watched you on a sailboat. We've watched you on a yacht. We've watched you some very questionable places and surroundings. We've watched you with notes, handwritten notes, no notes. We've listened and watched you draft players. Zach, even this year, like the controversial drafting of Tyreek Hill and I think it was Alvin Kamara, between you and Travis. Anyway, you are by far, the most obscene drafter that we have ever seen in Aspenful history. So, I have a question for you. Did you ever have confidence in yourself that you would ever end up at this point?
Really good question, Todd. First of all, I want to correct you. I believe I was in the championship game once before. And I may be wrong about that. I know I definitely have made the playoffs numerous times. So in terms of, the confidence I have going into the draft, I usually feel pretty confident. I take a very unorthodox approach a lot of times. I try to find those players, those unheralded players that, are kind of diamonds in the rough, just waiting to be discovered, and they're going to have I think will have promising seasons for a variety of reasons, whether it's the background research I've done or just a feeling in my gut. This year, I went with all rookie running backs, and but a lot of the players that I drafted this year, I had on my team last year. And so in terms of the confidence I felt a tremendous amount of confidence, because if you look at my record from last year, in the last number of games, my team started to come around and I barely missed the playoffs. I had Tannehill as quarterback. I had Mark Andrews, I believe. I had a number of players that I have this season. And so I had Brown as a receiver. So, in terms of it may seem like there's no strategy and it may seem like I'm just kind of randomly deciding who to pick, but I usually have a strategy for that year and it changes every year, as it should. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to pick this player year after year. But I will say this too. I had Tyreek Hill last year, I believe, as well. And I picked him first this year because I knew with the new format, with there being now 2 slots for the flex position, that I would need a strong player for that format, and he's paid dividends. He's helped win me a number of games.
Kerry, I tell you what, I see you biting your nails a lot. Just question for you, do you ever taste boogies in your nails when you bite them?
Todd, funny you ask. It depends on the time of day. Morning, yes. Evenings, no. How recently I may have showered, washed my hands. I'll let you make of that what you will.
Moving right along, just gotta ask you, what is fantasy football life like for you at home? A lot of us out there don't have the privilege of knowing Lucy, knowing your wife, and now Gabriel, your new son. What is fantasy like on a Sunday? Do you watch football? Do you stay up for the games? And is Lucy into it? What? Talk to me.
Yeah, I just really wish Lucy was here in person to answer that question, Todd. So this is what it's like. It's a lot of following games on my phone, because with television, we use Netflix and stuff like that, but we don't have a cable package. And I don't think we've even set it up for broadcast TV yet since we've moved here, unfortunately. I have been watching some Eagles games at my parents' house, but a lot of it is following on my phone. And Lucy's been pretty supportive. She understands that, during these COVID times, we all need various distractions from work or the news. And so this is kind of my distraction from all that. And she has been supportive in this championship run. Gabriel, someday when he's older, I'll explain to him, why fantasy football is such a great, life-changing thing. And anyway. But in any case, Gabriel, he kind of will hang around, but loses interest pretty quick in the games. But Sundays, I spend a lot of time checking the tallies on my phone. And, I go to bed in decent time, but first thing I check when I wake up is, on a Tuesday morning after a Monday night game, is to see what the scores are. So, it's a big deal.
Any message that you want to give to your contender, El Hombre, Polio, Zach?
And thanks, Todd. If I could speak directly to Zach, if you're willing, have mercy on the bus brigade. But if mercy is refused, just know that we will be coming at you with everything that we have. I will eat nothing this week except for chicken. Breakfast, fried chicken. Christmas dinner, chicken parm. I don't care what they have. Mashed potatoes, ham. I'm eating chicken. Dessert for that evening, why not a dozen chicken wings? And you know what? I'm going to wash it all down with a gallon of diesel fuel. because we are going to be ready. Hey, Zach, why did the chicken cross the road? He didn't, because he got obliterated by a bus before he could reach the other side. So this week, Maine, I would recommend you look both ways before you cross the street.
All right. Well, Zach, thank you. Last thing here, free room here. Any message that you would like to give your contender, Lancaster Bus Brigade, Kerry Fry?
Yeah, I would think about, why did the chicken cross the road? It was not to get hit by a bus. It was to get to the other side. The other side is the championship and that trophy. And this chicken's been walking a long, arduous path to get to that other side. It's been run over by produce trucks, by meat packing trucks, by trucks carrying biscuits, but it's ready to reach that other side. And I'm afraid, Kerry, that you can't stop it. It's gonna happen. That's all I got.